Back row Mystery of the World premiere, the return of Mr. Mach D. Real quick, just want to do a short video on something that has been brought to my attention. As you know, YouTube has been eradicating any videos that talked about the jab, that spoke about possible side effects from the jab. And if you have heard over the last 2 years, paperwork that was submitted by pharmaceutical companies to the FDA is being released. And this is research paperwork on any likelihood of complications that could have occurred due to anybody taking the jab. So, one complication that I've caught wind of, and anytime I catch wind of something, this is something that I've had a conversation with a person about, is this rapid plasma regime. So, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is alerting clinical laboratory staff and healthcare providers that false reactivity or false positive rapid plasma regime test results when using the Biorad Laboratories Bioplex 2020 Syphilis Total and RPR kit can occur in some people who have received the COVID-19 vaccination. So this came out in 2022, and for some reason, there have been people that have been getting blood workups in their annuals, and suddenly now doctors are testing for STDs, and one STD in particular is syphilis. And as we know, syphilis can be easily treated with penicillin. But for some reason, this panel is being used. A panel, for us that's been around for a while, we're used to HIV being the predominant panel used in HIV in STD testing, unless you come in and say, "Hey, I got this going on," and then you get the full gambit of, those tests. But for some reason, the syphilis test is a panel that has been placed as one that they want when doing blood work, and kind of strange. Why would you give a damn about syphilis? Easily cured. But this happened to someone I knew that they did this blood work. The doctor asked if they wanted the full scope of all testing during the annual. Of course, they said yes. And they brought up, hey, we want to do some STD tests. Oh, yes. Person been married for years, but we know how marriage can go. But, faithful relationship between husband and wife, no issues. COVID, both individuals were isolated together. Shot was taken after 2019 when this person had blood work, and the blood work had no reactivity to any syphilis. There was no syphilis found. Person goes and takes the test this year, and suddenly there's this false reactivity to syphilis. And instead of the doctor just reading this information from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration about the possibility of the false reactivity test, which is common knowledge, YouTube can't knock you because this information has been placed on multiple websites now. The doctor didn't do that. Instead, the doctor goes and tells this person, "Oh, well, you might have had syphilis in the past and you were treated for it." Now, this person has had multiple blood tests, children, all sorts of things, never tested positive for syphilis, and suddenly they've been treated for something that they never had. Why didn't the doctor just tell the person the truth? And this is our struggle, and been our struggle the whole time with this jab. If there are some issues, the Food and Drug Administration's job is to let us know the issues. Many of us work in this profession and field. Let us know the issues. People need to know. People need to know. That's not to say that people won't take a vaccine. I mean, we all take vaccines and certain medications. We all know the risks. But don't create a scenario where you're unwilling to tell people risks, and now, since all the paperwork is being uncovered, and now they only found like 9 pages of possible issues. 9 pages. There are thousands of pages that have to be read, and a lot of people didn't report side effects because of the way that we're stigmatized, the way that we were treating people. You couldn't say anything. couldn't say anything about what was going on, or you will be immediately attacked. And I know people that almost died from this situation, which I talked about. But that was swept under the rug because, business as usual. And, now the Food and Drug Administration has to bring forth light that, hey, we need to watch out for this because this could be detrimental to people who are married. This could be detrimental to people in relationships who this comes up and now everybody's questioning each other instead of, did it possibly come from the jab? Is it a side effect? Is it just something that, these things happen. False positives happen a lot. So we need to bring these things to light, but you can't keep sweeping stuff under the rug that might be detrimental to families, might be detrimental to couples. You can't create an issue when it's easier just to go to honesty. So Food and Drug Administration has released some of the informations about the jab, some of the possible side effects you should look out for. Limited, because as I said, there are thousands of pages, and this is from 2022 going to 2023. All the pages should be released, but we're talking about thousands of pages that have not been read. We won't get to the end documentation probably to 2030 of what side effects to actually look out for when it comes to the Pfizer shot, Moderna, any of these shots. What alleged, and I say alleged side effects because we don't know. But this is something that they're watching out for. And, definitely get you an STD test. Make sure you get the full gamut with a syphilis panel. See if that's a false reactive that might be popping up for you. And possibly that could be just a little side effect. We want to make sure. I want the people that, I communicate with to make sure that that's all that's going on. Because if it's anything deeper, then we really need to get down and dirty with some of these folks. So, definitely that's something to watch out for in 2024. False positives with possibility alleged when it comes to the jab, that there might be false positive for syphilis. But we want to check ourselves out. Get you that STD panel. I'm going to order mine today just to see, and we'll take it from there. Mr. Marky Back Road Ministry, peace and hair grease.